As a microbiologist, I spend a lot of time in the lab, and I also spend a lot of time in front of a computer screen analyzing what I did in the lab. On an average day, I would say I spend 2 to 3 hours in the lab, growing microorganisms, wearing a coat, wearing some gloves and the goggles, growing microorganisms, seeing how fast they grow, and if they didn't grow, why they didn't grow. And then I spend another 2 to 3 hours in front of the computer trying to make sense of the results. Like any other living organisms, microorganisms also need food to eat and grow and divide. So as microbiologists, we trick the microorganisms and give them food in a controlled environment. It can be a conical flask, it can be a test tube, or it can be even a food that we want the microorganisms to grow with. And microbiologists over the years have figured out which microorganism uses which food. So we take all these foods together and make a broth, which is called a media, and we give it to the microorganisms, and we basically let them grow. And once they grow, we can see visual changes in this broth, or we can even take the broth and we have to process it a bit and then look at the microorganisms under the microscope. We can so these are the visualization techniques that we can use to actually see your microbes. Otherwise, they're too small to see. So my main work in the lab is to formulate these media, that's food for the microorganisms, and grow them and see how fast they grow over time. Sometimes these experiments are very long, and I even have to stay in the lab at night to monitor the growth of the microorganisms.